It's been a year where we've seen high levels of inflation and an increasing cost of living, causing households to spend 1.5 times their income on the necessities of life, according to the homelessness charity Crisis. This is one of a number of hotels across the country where they'll accommodate people who've become homeless.
We see people of all ages, all backgrounds, and more people who just homelessness happened to them really quick. The big difference this year is the cost of living crisis really is driving homelessness numbers up. And particularly we see people just can't pay their rent. Housing benefits have been frozen for 3 years, whilst rents have gone up 12-15% in some areas. So it's a recipe for disaster really, and that's why we're seeing so many people come to us for help.
The increasing price of energy, rent and food has forced more people into poverty, and the charities say if things don't change, they estimate 300,000 households will be pushed into homelessness next year. Millions of people across the country have faced unsustainable debt alongside the increased cost of living. Now, Crisis are offering up to 6,000 people an opportunity to find somewhere to stay this Christmas, but the challenge for them is to make sure those people don't find themselves back on the streets after the new year. Working on the front line, Jason has worked with the charity every Christmas for 19 years. This year's no different, as he'll be working alongside other medical professionals to meet people's needs.
A lot of guests, it's the only time in the year where they'll access healthcare. That's because they don't feel they can do because they're homeless, living on the streets, or they don't know how to because things change when you haven't got a home. But also sometimes when people go into hospitals, GP practices, they don't get the best care what they deserve because people see somebody who's homeless, they don't see the person. So for us it's a very, very different feel. We give people the time. If it takes 2 minutes to sort a guest out, that is fine. If it takes 2 hours, that is absolutely fine. And we see a range of health conditions as well.
Last year, 75% of people who received accommodation in hotels like this didn't return to the streets, something they're hoping to replicate this year. Theo Chikomba, GBNews.